Hey up and welcome back to Football Manager 2024 with the Journeyman here with Yeovil Town in League 2. We are back. If you're enjoying this series, please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new channel, hit that subscribe button to keep up to date with our regular uploads of this series. I've got a load of stuff I want to talk about, kind of the future of the series. It's nothing like scary, like there's no like, oh no, we're going to end the series or anything like that. It's a load of stuff kind of since the last time I recorded. Kind of wanted to go through a load of stuff. So, we've been at Yeovil for this is our fourth year now. Is that fourth year? Pretty sure it's our fourth year, yep. So, when I started this series, I didn't expect to be at a club for 4 years in League 2. I genuinely thought we'd be either kind of pushing for Premier League promotion in the Championship or in the Premier League. It's not happened. It's been... Surrey Hall was a mess, and Yeovil, we've had our ups, we've had our downs, we've had the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's been mistakes, there's been quality stuff that we've done, and yeah, we're at Yeovil 4 years in, and I really like what what we are building here. And I recently binge watched Musterman FM. I'll try and remember to put a link in the description for him. But I watched his PAOK save, and I took a lot of inspiration from it. There's a lot of stuff that he does in that is really, really good. And, like, genuinely, you should go and watch it because it's absolutely fantastic. So, I'm sat here right now going, well, do you know what? I'm enjoying our time at Yeovil. And you're going to see the schedule and you're going to be like, really, you're enjoying it? Because it's not been going well in League 2. But I'm enjoying. I love what we're building. I think instead of this being a journeyman per se, I think this may just become a rebuild. We've done our applying for jobs, and we've been unlucky with jobs that we didn't get that we probably should have got, or that have gone to other people. Like when we applied for a job and Miles Jednak got it over us. Not salty about that at all. But he did a lot with his PAOK save that I think we could do, and I think that we should be doing, and I think realistically, I'm saying this is a rebuild now, but I think if a top job came along and they came in for us, then we would look at moving on. But right now, I want to get Yeovil to the Premier League. I want to complete everything I want to complete this series with Yeovil. So, what are some of the things that we've looked at integrating? So, I am planning this year. This year is all about survival for us. And I know we say that like every season. We said that in the National League and all that. And usually we have a slow start, but then we hit form. At the minute, we're not hitting that form, and we are 10 games in. 2, 4, 6, 8. 10. We're 12 games in. 9 games in with the cup games that we've played. So this year it's going to be survive, and that is the priority, is survive, and to start putting in the action plan that I have looked at. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to slimline the academy. If we just go to our under-18s and we look here and go by position, there's a lot of players in this academy, and a lot of them aren't good enough and aren't going to be good enough, and I've got some more research to kind of do into slimlining it, but I'm looking at an 18-man academy. I want us to have a starting 11 and 7 subs so that we can really focus on the players that are in there. We've got some over this season. We're going to look at doing some tactical preparation, because the tactic that has served us well all this time, and the whole idea of it getting it wide and whipping it in, that worked in non-league. There's a lot of games this season it isn't working. And we need to have a route away from just crossing the ball into Carbo. We've changed our scouting assignments, and because I didn't feel like they were particularly bringing us in anything worthwhile. We weren't really. Our scouting has been quite poor. We're going to be looking at improving all the staff and bringing in staff that suit us. Because if we ever look at our staff right now, we just look at our coaching team, for example, Aaron Lennon's a coach. He wants to play a 4-3-3 or a 4-4-2. That doesn't suit us. We're not a 4-4-2 type of team, and I think that's something that we've got to look at. We've got to look at getting staff that fit what we do. Shortlists have been updated, so we now have just previous players and regens. I'm going to add a new one in, and we're going to start looking at having players on that shortlist that are replacements for everyone we've got, so that when we do lose someone like Wes Jones, because I'm telling you now, Wes Jones going and us not being able to replace him has caused us so many issues. So there's that. We're going to work on filling up a shortlist that's constantly evolving, that is there for, I want a first team replacement and a squad team replacement for every position that we have. We're going to continue with what we're doing, which is signing young players and selling them on for a profit. You know, we made a lot of money this season, 1.7 million just on selling these youngsters that we've bought in. You know, you look at the likes of Wassel, who we picked up from who? We picked him up from Geesley. Cost us nothing. Yeah, cost us nothing. We made £1 million on him. Rob Dunn from QPR picked him up for nothing. We've made 200k. So we're going to keep doing that. We're going to, as with any kind of long-term save, we're going to continue to improve our facilities and improve the club and build the club up. I've asked the board for a new parent club. I don't think Swansea is the right parent club for us. We're not utilising them enough, and I think part of that is down to the fact that it was great for us when we were a National League side, and their youth team products are, if they're not ready for the National League, they're kind of north and south level. We need better youngsters coming in. We're also going to start looking at one of the things that I've taken from Musterman is he has his 5 attributes for what his players need to have. And I've got 2 right now, and I want them to work hard and have good teamwork. I want good work rate and good teamwork. They're the 2 kind of non-negotiables as we go through. And as always, our squad depth needs to improve. Our squad depth is just not there. In the case of if we just have a look at the squad, right now we don't really have a full-blown left back. Reece Davis is the kind of the backup left back, and that's not good enough. If we just look at the ability, and we don't take too much into star rating, but if you look at the star rating, Michael Keane is one of our best players, and as you can see, he's been awful for us. Bianchi, who was an absolute, shot in the dark, comes in as one of our best players, but even him, 1 goal, 1 assist, and they both came on his debut. So it's very much we need to be working on our squad depth, and we need to be building this team ready to make them next steps. And we've got to be a bit harsher with some of the young lads. Right now, we're like someone like Danish Overman. We're looking to try and loan him out, and he's had, he had a good season at Eastleigh last season. The season before that, when we signed him, he had a good season at Nuneaton. But right now, where does he fit into this team? Because he doesn't get into the team over someone like Corey Callan or Alfie Robinson. So, yeah, we've got to be a lot harsher with some of these youngsters. We've got to be kind of building them ready to go. I've literally got an Excel spreadsheet with everyone, including the under-18s, with what the plan is for them now, for the end of the season, and for their long-term plan. For example, someone like Erard Burberry. I don't think he realistically is the long-term solution to our right-back problem. So it's all about right now, just developing him and selling him on for a profit. We paid 45 grand. If we can get 200 grand for him in a season's time, we've made huge profit, and that is what this club needs to be. We need to be making sure that we are self-sustainable, bringing in youngsters for a pittance and selling them on for a profit. We've also got a new signing agreed for January, and we've got Dan Edwards joining the club from Newport County. He's a holding midfielder by trade, but he can play right back. I think we probably will look at playing him as the right back, because I think at anchor we have a lot of depth. But if we find a good right back, he definitely could fill in and compete with O'Neill for that spot. So let's just we'll look at the schedule and then we'll talk about things. So we last left off with a 3-1 win over Northampton in the EFL Trophy. We then had a 3-2 defeat to Port Vale. We went 2-0 up and we completely threw it away in 8 minutes. And it was devastating. We were so poor. And we were only poor for that 8 minutes. After that, we just couldn't get back into it. We then played Crawley. who we were expected to get hammered by, and we absolutely dominated the game and come away with a 3-0 win. It's fantastic. And then I sat down and I went, do you know what? I'm going to watch the full games. No highlight mode. I'm just going to watch the full game because I want to look at what we're doing and how we are in transition and stuff like that. So we looked at... Did we... Did Bromley play a 5-3-2? Because if it did, No. So was it... Oh, no, yeah, so the Crawley game was the Crawley and the Bromley game were the games we watched. Oh. So the Crawley game, we were very good. Second half, we fell away a little bit, but they played a 5-3-2, and what ended up happening was Robinson and Bianchi, even though we're listed to stay in wide, what they were doing was they were seeing the back three and they were drifting into the half space between the two wider centre backs and the two wing backs, and then rinsing the centre backs over and over again. It was absolutely blinding to watch. But I started to see problems, and it was all but confirmed in the Bromley game, in which we were awful. If we just have a look at the match stats, it makes us look a lot better than we were, but we were not good. And I have some issues with the match ratings that Football Manager gives out. So I watched this full game. And I brought this up to a couple of friends in Discord. By the 37th minute, I had watched Aidan Haddo, who was playing as a Segunda Volante, pick the ball up. The ball would get played to him. O'Neill would drop, so we'd say from a goal kick. So the ball's at Rose, he gives it to Barrett. Barrett gives it to Ben. Goes into O'Neill. O'Neill drops in, picks the ball up, turns, gives it to Haddo. Haddo's in loads of space. He gets the ball, he moves forwards, gets pressed, loses the ball. They have a chance. Or the ball gets played to O'Neill. He lays it to Haddo. Haddo's in loads of space, walks forwards with the ball, passes it straight to them. They then hit us they then counter us. And I watched this happen, and I watched O'Neill drop to a 6.5, even though every pass had been successful, or they're on the ball and he's won the ball. And he's passed it to Haddo every time. And every time Haddo got the ball, and I think this happened 6 or 7 times in the first 37 minutes, he would get the ball and he would either drive forwards with it and lose it or pass it and lose it. And his rating was going up. So I have issues with the match ratings because he was very poor. But we got a 1-1 loss. We then played Leyton Orient. We got a 49th minute goal. And first half, we were in complete control. Got the goal just at the start of the second half. Leyton Orient started to really put pressure on us. I brought Michael Keane on and we went to a back 5 and we conceded. And Michael Keane was in the team again for another late goal. We then played Tranmere, and first 15 minutes we peppered them with chances. After that, it fell apart, and it was then all Tranmere. Macaulay Bond got a goal just before half-time, and it was pretty much all there was to it. We had a couple of chances late on, but it wasn't great. And we then played Dagenham in the AFL Trophy. It was a really dull game. Neither team are in particularly good form. Neither team were particularly fruitful going forwards. Rose did have a very good game. We went to penalties. I just walked away. I didn't care about the penalties, and we missed our first 3, including Michael Keane. So that leads us into the Dagenham game now. We're currently 18th in League 2, and we are 2 points clear of relegation. Stevenage look like they're done, but we are currently 2 points clear of Crawley, and we're here based on our goal difference. So what issues did I see? So there was a few issues that I saw. I've noticed as we're going along. So one of the issues. Cogbo doesn't press. We had him as an advance forward, and he just doesn't press. He's not particularly it's not physically great. And even though he's got the high aggression and stuff like that, he just doesn't press defenders. Doesn't matter where they are, he doesn't press. And he also does a lot of work for us at the back, at set pieces and stuff, but he doesn't press. And what we're finding is, if we're having games where our wingers are struggling to beat their man, like they did against Bromley, the Bromley game, we just couldn't beat our fullback. Like the wingers couldn't beat the fullbacks. When we have games where we can't beat our fullbacks, Cogbo is so isolated up there that he's non-existent. We've switched to a target forward because I think that might help us a little bit because I had him as an arch forward and he's not running the channels, so kind of pushed him up as a target forward. But yeah, Cogbo is part of the issue. Is that if we can't get him them crosses in, he doesn't help us. The one of the other issues we have is our centre midfield partnership. So we play the anchor man, who's usually O'Neill, and I really like O'Neill in that position. He does well. He wins the ball. He passes it. He does have some decent passing on him. He can spread it when he needs to, but he's also just good at getting the ball and giving it to the Segundo Volante. This is where we then have a problem. So, Jordan Brown. Let's just click on him. He has made 2 substitute appearances. He came on in 2 games and he's got a 90% pass success rate. I don't believe that. He cannot do that Segundo Volante role. He was the same as Haddo, just kept getting the ball, giving it away. We then have Senga and Goya, who just hasn't become what I wanted him to become. When we signed him, I thought we have got ourselves an absolute superstar on our hands, and he hasn't. His potential is all but gone. He hasn't really made the step up, and a lot of our players haven't made the step up, and that's a part of the problem this season. But he cannot do that. With someone like Senga and Goya, I want him to be, just in general, as Segundo Volante, I want to be like a Moussa Dembele. I want him to get the ball, drive past people. Senga and Goya doesn't do that. Aiden Haddo cannot do that. He doesn't drive past, and the passing stat is doing nothing. And part of it, I think, is that the tactic there needs to be some changes to tactic, and I'm aware of that, and we're looking at it, and I'm checking everything. But right now, it is very much we're having chances, but we're not creating. And one of the biggest things of this is if we just go to we go to stages. Can I do it? It's got to be team detailed. Yeah, if we just go here, if we have a look at where is it? It's expected goals underperformance. We have scored 3 less goals than we should have done. And then if you go down to expected goals against, if I can find it. We're supposed to have conceded 15. How many have we conceded? Stages. Oh, so yeah, we're just 3 goals behind. It's got better as it's gone on. A couple of games ago, it was really far out. Oh, it's the XG table. XG table is saying we should be 14th. We're minus 3 points away from where we should be. And it's just because the goals have dried up. We've struggled to score goals, and we've had some awkwardness along the way. We had, for example, the game against Dagenham, Beckham played. It was supposed to be Al Wahid, but we couldn't play him because he had been called up for Bangladesh. Patsy Slevin got injured, and then before he was even back from injury, he was called up internationally. And then when I played internationally, so then he came back and he wasn't fit to play. So it's been a struggle. And this season's going to be a struggle, but this season is all about consolidating our position in this league and building what we want to build. So let's get into the game. So here is your lineup for the game. We're going to go with Rose in goal, Ben, Barrett, O'Connor, Foster, O'Neill, Fitzgerald, Bianchi, Taraj, Robinson and Slevin. We've got a lot of fitness concerns, so players like Carbo can't make it. Benjamin's been poor. Senga and Goya doesn't make it. The bench is Ashby, Hammond, Keane, Burberry, Brown, Stanell, Callan and Cuff. I'm not hopeful. We need something to trigger the turnaround in form. All right. Goal kick. Rose takes it. Goes here to O'Connor. Into Fitzgerald. Switches to play Bianchi. Oh, Bianchi's not a big guy. He's never going to be winning that. Vincent here with the ball. No! Come on, ref! How can you see it's a fucking foul when you're 40 yards away from it? Penalty to Dagenham. Johnson steps up, sends Rose the wrong way. It's an absolute bullshit decision again. O'Neill hasn't committed a foul there. Don't care. All right, throw in here for Dagenham. Goes here to McGavin. Round the corner to Ling. Switches the play over here to O'Connor. Foster didn't really help him out there. Ball in here to Fitzgerald. He's taking on his man. Oh, definitely looks like he gets a pullback there. All right, O'Neill, can you get across here, please? All right, the ball's here to Johnson. Ben dives into a tackle for no reason. Out here to Tierney. No! Ref! Are you kidding me? I have no words. All right, Ben with a throw here. Goes to Barrett. To Ben. To Barrett. To O'Neill. Into Fitzgerald. Goes here to O'Connor. To Fitzgerald. To Slevin. Out here to Bianchi. Bianchi cuts in. Goes across to Slevin. There's the ball out there to Ben. Ben back to Slevin. Slevin to the back post to Fitzgerald. Good ball by Bianchi. I actually think Slevin's cross is actually a shot. But this is fantastic play. Slevin's making a difference here for us in regards to, in that move anyway, because we've done nothing else all game. But he's made the difference in the fact that he actually moved. We're back into this game after two very poor refereeing decisions. And all three shots have gone in. All right, free kick here. Rose tips it around the post. Running with a corner. He's going to go short. Cross to the back post. Headed back. Baines here. Oh. Who is on a booking? Run hits the wall with it. Falls here to Ling. Taraj is intercepted. Taraj, play it. Play it. Oh. Robinson whips a... Would have been a good ball in, but Bianchi just stops, and that's going to be half-time. All right, Callan does well. He's just come on the pitch. Play it in the middle to Taraj. Taraj on the ball. Taraj. Oh, what a save, but he shouldn't have tried to dink the keeper there. He should have just drilled it. Fitzgerald to put this in. Goes all the way to the back post to Barrett. Head of that. It's going to be a throw-in. Free kick here. Slevin over the ball. Cisse tips it just round the bar. Round the post. All right, throw in for Dagenham. Abbas. Didn't we have him on loan last season? Vincent to Abbas. Good block. Fitzgerald gets it out. Slevin to Cuthbertson. Over the top to Callan. Callan. Then switch. Switch to play. Switch to play. Oh. Ref, where's our penalty? It's going to be a corner. Fitzgerald to put this in. Slevin doesn't jump for it. Fitzgerald picks it up. Goes to Ben. To Barrett. Keeper saves. Oh, there's a corner. I was just about to make a change. Fitzgerald whips it into Barrett at the back post. Headed out. Burberry picks this up. To Bianchi. Round the corner to Fitzgerald. Easy at the post. Oh. And into the final 4 minutes of stoppage time. It's a free kick, Bianchi. Round the corner here to Callan. Callan pulls it back. It's been cleared out as far as Burberry. To Barrett. To Brown. To Ben. Ben bombing forwards with it. What can he do with it? He whips the cross in. Fitzgerald. Of all the people to fall onto their head, Fitzgerald was not the one I wanted. All right, Adam, back here to Tierney. Goes in. Ben's intercepted it really well. His pass is poor. All right, we pick up the loose ball. I feel like this is the end of the game highlight. Switched over here to Callan, but it's been cut out. Bianchi loses the header. Abbas flicks it up. Barrett to Stonnell. To Barrett. To O'Connor. To Fitzgerald. Back to O'Connor. We've got 8 seconds, lads. Brown switches it round here. Bianchi. Oh, come on, lads. And that is full time. It's an absolute disgraceful performance from the referee. And, you know, if you take away the 0.79 and that 0.79, we're winning this game. But 2 travesty of penalties given against us. Okay, so here is your lineup to go up against Grimsby Town. We're going with Rose, Ben, Barrett, O'Connor, Foster, O'Neill, Fitzgerald, Robinson, Slevin, Bianchi and Carbo with a bench of Hashby, Hammond, Keane, Burberry, Brown, Benjamin, Callan and Cuthbertson. Grimsby with a ball here. Bianchi's going to intercept that. Goes to Carbo. There was so many better passes on. Over the top to Bianchi though. What a save by the keeper, and we have to be burying these chances. This is the reason why we are in poor form. Carbo to take the corner. Patsy Slevin heads over. Why is Carbo on a corner? That's a ball in behind for Mahoney. Oh, my God. We've been good for the first 15 minutes here. Conter just gets the ball round and Barrett isn't marking. Can't get back quick enough. And Mahoney puts it into the bottom corner with their first shot on goal. That's a throw in here for Glennon. Everett. Back here to Bunker. Ben's been completely outdone there. Oh, it wasn't even Ben, it was O'Neill. Ball in here to Bunker. Robinson. Ben does really well. Go on, Ben. Go on. He's got space to run into. He's gone back here to O'Neill. What is the point of having worked the ball into the box if O'Neill's just going to shoot and we're just going to keep shooting from outside the box every time? Robinson intercepts that and he's going through as with gets tackled. Slevin. Bianchi, if he can keep this on, and he does, pulls it back here to Fitzgerald. Why doesn't he go for goal? Slevin round the corner. Robinson flicks it on. It's going to come back out to Robinson. What can he do with it? He's going to cross it into Carbo at the back post. And Hamzid Carbo scores. Gets us back on level terms with Grimsby. And it's fully deserved. But we should have scored earlier on when Fitzgerald passes it when he definitely shouldn't. But Robinson gets the ball. Then just whips in a good cross. And Carbo gets up against the fullback, which is what you want Carbo doing. You want him getting up against them fullbacks that he's going to have the size to dominate in the air. And we're going to get an instant highlight here. Goes out here to Glennon. Conter. Back here to Atanganga. All right, O'Neill. O'Neill goes in here to Slevin. Ben, make the run. Slevin crosses it into the back post to Bianchi. Heads over. Considering he's 5'5", fair play for him for winning that header. All right, goal kick here for Grimsby. Goes with it. O'Neill wins the header to Robinson to Carbo. Robinson's going to look to beat his man. Goes back to Ben. To O'Neill. Oh, what a save by the keeper. But Carbo, he lacks a footballing brain. It kills me to say it. He's going to whip this corner in. Header straight out to Fitzgerald. To Carbo, who jumps the tackle, and he's saying to the ref, like, if I don't jump that tackle, I'm getting absolutely broken there. But he should have just taken the clatter in. Thomas with a free kick. Oh, well over. All right, corner here. Fitzgerald to take. We've got a lot of height in there. Ball to the back post to Carbo. He flicks it. He should have headed it back across goal. Come on, lads. This is the most attacking we've been all season. All right, O'Neill picks the ball up to O'Connor, to Foster, to Bianchi, into Cargbo's drop deep for it. Spreads it really well out there to Robinson. Robinson takes on his man, gives it to Ben. Ben into Fitzgerald, to Ben, to O'Neill. It's a Foster. Ball to the back post for Cargbo, into the arms of the keeper. But this is good play. All right, corner here. Cargbo to whip it in. He whips this in. Headed up. Robinson. Ball's going to come out here. Fitzgerald's going to pick it up. In here to Foster. To Cargbo. Cargbo flicks it on. O'Neill picks it up. Oh, keeper makes another save. Right, throw in here with Foster. To Bianchi. To Foster. Whips across into the back post to Robinson. And Alfie Robinson scores. He's been poor and off the boil a little bit lately, but that's a great ball in and a great header. And this is why we signed such tall wingers. Foster to Bianchi. Goes back to him. Foster. We know he can whip in a good ball. He needs to do it more often, but he gets up and he beats Glennon in the air. And that is 2-1 to Yeovil Town. Davis here. We're letting him just run past us all. We get the header out. Robinson going to look to take on his man, and he's doing just that, and he's bombing down that wing. He's got another man to take on. He whips the cross in. Cargbo heads. I think he was well offside. All right, free kick. Bianchi to put it in. Oh, Cargbo. What a ball that is by Bianchi. All right, Thomas with a free kick. Whips it in. Barrett gets up. O'Neill heads it up rather than out and then loses the second header. Cargbo heads it clear, but it's only as far as Glennon. They've got a lot of players on bookings here. All right. All right, come on, lads. They're playing nice little one-touch football, but they're not really going anywhere with it. So let's just keep our shape. Keep our concentration. Ball out here to Davis. Slevin. No! Ref! A yellow card for Ewan O'Connor and a bucket and a penalty's given after he's got it. The player's nowhere near him. And Danny Rose gets the equaliser. And it's like such an undeserved equaliser from just absolute shocking refereeing. Again. All right, throw in here with Foster. Bianchi to Foster. Puts the ball in. Callan. He's hit the bar and it's fallen straight into the keeper's hands. Oh, the ball's over here to Callan. I've missed it. Carbo's not even getting up there with him. He's holding it up well. Goes to Burberry. Burberry. Straight into the arms of the keeper. Throwing here for Grimsby. And this would be a cruel way for them to win this game. No, I'm done. I'm done. Four penalties in 2 games. And I don't think any of them have been penalties. I'm actually done. Fitzgerald does well to Cuthbertson. Takes on his man, goes for goal. What a goal by Cuthbertson. He's second of the season. And that should be the winner. But the referee, yet again, wants to be the main man and the one that everyone talks about. And yet again, as we've given away 2 absolute travesty of penalties. And it's a great finish. Keeper should do better, but we will take it. Because we don't deserve to lose this match in any way, shape or form. Fitzgerald with a corner. Can we get a goal at the death? A minute over stoppage time. Goes into the back post to Barrett. Gets headed out. And that is full time. It's a disappointing result because the referee, yet again, has decided that he wants to be the centre of attention. All right, so if we look at the schedule, I think we'll probably come back. Probably for the Chelsea-Carlisle games. Nice month in between. Nice Chelsea game to enjoy. So if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure you smash that like button down below. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. All the support does mean the world to me. Thank you very much. I've been Justin, and you have had just enough.